All right, so we're doing week 2 in Portugal, weekly updates, and the weeks are just flying by. Time is going fast, but progress is happening on the business front. At the moment, the waves are pretty shit. As you can see behind me, it's a bit messy and windy, but probably going to get better soon. So I'm just going to recap the week and what I wrote about in my newsletter. So last week was productive, I will say. We're just building the foundation right now. We've onboarded a creative strategist at the team, so that's great. And so far she's doing really well. Even though I know, the quality of work can quickly drop down unless you reinforce the standard you want to keep. So that's definitely a lesson that I've learned many times, and this time I'm really trying to not fall behind and maintain that quality standard moving forward. Product manager, he's doing pretty good. I needed to talk to him. We had one situation where a task that we had or a project fell behind, so I really set him aside and talked to him and realigned him with what standard we're going to keep, and he totally listened, and so since then it's just been good. So it's a new skill for me, managing people and managing a team like I'm doing now. It's definitely a new skill, but I can feel myself getting better at it and more strategic about how I do it. So that's definitely great there. And right now I'm just buying back as much as I can of time so that I can focus more on the leverage tasks, which right now is my YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel, not this one, but also sales. That's the current status of the business side of things. And as I said, surfing's been pretty shit last week, but it's looking to pick back up this week. So hopefully I'll document a little bit more of that next week. Just want to go quickly over a topic that I wrote about in my newsletter as well, which is the dangers of obsessing about something but with no balance. And one lesson that I had there is when I was playing basketball for a few years, or for quite a lot of years actually, I got really, really obsessed with it. It became my whole identity, was everything I did. When I was 15, I got onto the U16 national team, played European championships, Nordic championships. Back then I never looked at that as a success. I was never satisfied, and I never let myself celebrate almost any win. So it was a constant, was really, really hard on myself back then, and I thought that was what was required in order to be successful, because like other motivational guys and stuff, they're like, never be satisfied, keep pushing for more, and that kind of mentality. But after a few years, that mentality actually made me quit. And looking back now, it's a little bit easier to reflect on that and see what went wrong. And it's really clear to me that it doesn't really matter what it feels like to put in the hours to really master something. It's like the 10,000 hours rule. That 10,000 hour rule was something I was kind of obsessed with back then. But looking back now, I can now see that I was thinking those 10,000 hours needed to feel like work. It needed to feel like really, really hard. But truth be told, when I'm zooming out now and I have more perspective, I see that it doesn't really matter what it feels like, as long as you have fun, or even if you have fun but you still put the 10,000 hours in and you give yourself a little bit of room to celebrate, but just continue. Over time, you're going to still have mastery, and that's definitely something that I'm more aware of now. And especially with the business, I know that this is like a marathon. You need to do it for a really long time, and one of the key things is just to make it fun. Have fun with it, and just make it in a way that you can sustain a certain amount of momentum and a certain amount of work for a very, very long time. Big lesson there. The main lesson I would say is the 10,000 hours doesn't need to feel hard. As long as you put them in and you do it with passion, you do it with heart, but you still have fun, you can still achieve mastery. So big lesson there. That's what I wrote about in my newsletter. If you want to sign up for that, it's in the description below. That being said, the sun's about to set. and I'm gonna go back home and get a few more hours of work in before I go to bed, and have some dinner. And tomorrow the swell is gonna pick back up, so we're probably gonna go out for a surf. So yeah, that's this week's update. As you can see, a little bit of different scenery behind me here. I'm sitting pretty much in public filming this, which is cool, you know. A few months ago I would never be able to like sit in front of the camera in public and do something like this, but right now I just really don't care that much. People are walking past me, and yeah, it's all right. But yeah, thanks for following along, and see you next week.